Okay, so that is the car that's for sale. It's the Volkswagen Phaeton. As you can see, I haven't washed it, I haven't hoovered it. You get the video as I went out and just filmed it. It was cold, it was frosty that morning, so had no chance of washing it. So that's what it is, that's how it comes across. So that's the car, and as you can see, yeah, there's a little patch there. That's where someone had a twitchy foot. Past owner. Probably an easy fix. Cut a bit of carpet, a bit of foam. Again, I started it as normal. I didn't reverse the key. It was working fine. It gets run every weekend, and every couple of weeks goes around the block just to keep everything moving. Yeah, it's got the DPF fault came on, and I went to go and give it a good run, but unfortunately before I could give it a good run it went into limp mode. So it's been stood there now, apart from its weekly up and down around the block, running about. It's just I just can't afford to run my two vehicles, and it's a shame. I regret it, and I've got to pay for the vet bill on this, so it's gonna have to go. I was gonna get the DPF cleared. I haven't got the plug-in electronic gadgets to clear codes and things, but I think it's an easy fix. I've been told it's an easy fix, and if it's not just the clean, which I've been told £120, but if it's not just a clean, it's probably a sensor or a Bosch thing. But as I said, I've got to clear the vet's bill, and so regrettably I'm going to have to sell the motor, my little Bentley as I call it. Yeah, everything else in the description. And one other thing is, it's only been run on Shell premium diesel. I've never put any of the crappy stuff in. It's only had the premium diesel. So, and I think it's all the details will come up. I think it was serviced last on 138,000 top of my head, and I think it's still got 12,000 miles before it needs another service. And all the service history and everything that's had been done to it has been done at Lister's Volkswagen Worcester, including all new discs, brakes all the way around, all the maintenance. It had £2,000 worth of tyres and alloy wheels put on, which are 19 inch, because the 18 inch that they came with were a bit scuffed. So all that's done, the bushes, so on, got all the receipts. I think it's virtually, I think it's 2 owners it's had, and it's virtually full service history from main dealer, apart from perhaps 1 or 2 in the past. But it's the book's stamped, everything's there. As you can see, you're having a look around, it is, without hoovering, you know, what you get to see. There's a leisure battery there that's been replaced, I think about 3 years ago at Volkswagen, for a proper original Volkswagen battery there. So yeah, I'll just let you watch and get a good car. Okay, if you don't know what a DPF is, it's a diesel particulate filter. That's what's causing the engine code fault. I think it's just a clean, so just to clear that. The car is actually sawn, and it'll show the date when it was sawn at the end, and it's also hasn't got the MOT because of the DPF problem. So just to clarify that. Okay, so a little dent there on the sill, doesn't affect anything. It's not that major, no MOT problem or whatever. It's just a small dent. As you can see, the back doors had been resprayed due to a paint reaction with the aluminium by Volkswagen of Hereford, and they changed the bottom plastic strip, and it doesn't really tie it with the rest. Just being, you know, totally transparent, so you know what's what. And I guess if you're not familiar with the Phaeton, it's basically runs on the same chassis as the Bentley. The windows are double glazed, and it comes with the same sort of computer running systems. It's just really the lavish Bentley interior that's different, and obviously the body trim. It's a good car. Okay, so this is a hand-built car, and it's built on the same production line as the Bentley in a state-of-the-art factory that was, and still is, in Dresden, Germany. So yeah, looking for a quick sale, obviously to cover the costs of vet bills, even though the animal died. So I've lost two things, well, such is life. Need to get a quick sale, so hence the price, and it's a good price, and it's a good car. Oh, and at the end now I'll throw in a Jeremy Clarkson review from Top Gear, one of the older past models, the W12, not the 3 litre, but he'll just give you a good summing up of how good it actually is.
When they found evidence of life on Mars, it was a big deal. But this is bigger. This proves there are traces of humour in the fatherland. This is the first ever recorded example of a German joke. A Volkswagen that costs £65,000. But actually, it isn't funny. You see, the Phaeton was the swan song for Volkswagen's boss, Ferdinand Piëch. He was retiring and he wanted to go out with a bang. He wanted to make the best car ever. He laid down a set of 10 parameters which were apparently so impossible that half his engineering team walked out. They said it couldn't be done. I've tried to get Volkswagen to tell me what these parameters are, but they say they're a secret. They'll only give me one just to give me a flavour. And apparently, Piëch insisted that you should be able to drive the Phaeton all day at 186 miles an hour when it's 122 degrees outside, and the air conditioning must be able to maintain a temperature in the car of 71.6 degrees. I bet he was fun to go out with of an evening.
Walking in the rain.
Now, I know this looks like a boring car from a boring man on a boring wet day, but stay with me, because the attention to detail in the Phaeton is staggering. Since we've been talking about air conditioning and heating, let's stick with it. Most cars blow air into your face through vents like this, but look what happens in this one. Push this button and a panel slides down where it acts as a sort of radiator. First car I've ever been in that's got central heating. And there's a dehumidifier in here too, so the windows cannot steam up, no matter what you get up to. Happily, I can test that out by stepping into the back with the lovely Danielle here. Just pop in. Don't worry, it's all in the name of science. There we are.
Let's get it on. Let's get it on.
That is extraordinary. We've made ourselves a lovely cup of tea back here. As you can see, the kettle is bubbling away, but we can still see out of the windows. Lovely view. Eee.
Isn't it nice?
There's more, too. Look at these hinges. No one's ever going to see them, and yet they're so beautifully machined. And round at the front, things get even more German. Normally, when you use the headlamp washers in a car, huge jets of water squirt onto the glass, and for a moment, you can't see where you're going. But look what happens in this. This one fires first of all, and then when it's done, this one fires. So there's always some illumination. And then there's the bonnet. Pierre insisted that it had to stay absolutely flat and level with no vibration right up to 190 miles an hour. Which sounds like overkill, really, because the Phaeton is limited to 155. I have, however, driven one of these things without a limiter, and it went up to a smooth and totally stable 201 miles an hour. And even at that speed, I still couldn't hear the engine. It's two 3-litre V6s glued together, so the cylinders are actually in that sort of a shape. It's a 6-litre W12. It's an amazing engine. It's an amazing car. You know something? What? It pains me to admit it, but if I were going to buy big four-door saloon, wouldn't be the Jag. I would have that Phaeton.
Over the Jag, even with the VW badge?
Yeah, it's an amazing car, as I said, amazing.
Well, the interesting thing is, they're going to do a 2-door version of the Phaeton. Kind of. Basically, it's all the technical stuff out of that car in a different body.